So, this is something I never told you about. Hello everybody, my name is EP, this is Boxy McBoxface, and this is Eric the Cat. And this is a very different kind of video. I mean, you already know what video this is by the title, but this is an Xbox restoration. Maybe. I don't know at this point. I've opened it up, I've looked at it because, well, it was delivered by, I believe it was, I can't actually remember the company, but I won't say them here because it could be interpreted as slander, but basically the company that delivered it just threw it over the gate. So I made sure it wasn't all smashed pieces, which it isn't. That's all I've done. So yes, in this box is an Xbox original. Does it work? No idea. I bought it as spares and repairs. Basically it was just untested. It was left in someone's loft for many years, untested. They're just selling it. I looked at the page, they were just clearing out a lot of stuff. So yeah, let's have a look and see if it works, and if it doesn't, let's fix it, let's make it work. Or let's find out it costs too much to do that and give up. But that's a possibility. But regardless, we're documenting the journey. What tempted me so much with this was just how much of a bargain it was, because this, all in all, set me back about 20 quid. As you see, obviously we've got the manual here. We've got, in a very smashed old case, Midtown Manhattan Street, not for resale. So that's been swiped from a video game slash DVD slash videotape rental place, which if you're young you may not remember those, but I do. We've also got, as a focus, we've also got Call of Duty Finest Hour, which is COD 1. I've got the remake of that called Classic, but that's actually the original one. We've got Call of Duty 2, the big red one, giggity, and that is obviously COD 2. We also have The Sims Busting Out, sure, and another not for resale, Halo. Now, is this worth something, being it's a not for resale one? I actually haven't got a clue. But it's not like I can return it, because video and game and that rental do not exist anymore. And we also have the manual, which is not in the best of conditions, I will admit, for Halo. I don't think I can do much with the manual, I think it is what it is. We have the controllers. We have two controllers, which we will get at here. And we also have pretty much all the cables you would need. You see we've got the power cable. That's actually a SCART converter. And Jesus Christ, again, if you're under a certain age, you won't remember SCART. You might remember the 3 pins, because I believe you could plug in the Wii like that, but you will not remember SCART from the old boxy TVs. But we don't actually need that. But that being said, it is official Xbox. Well, you're dropping my camera and everything. I'm really good at this. Well, there we go. See there, it's an official Zobsku, because I've got it upside down. It's an official Xbox product. So that in itself makes it worth something. So yeah, you can see we've got a bunch of stuff here. It's quite the haul. And then of course, yeah, it's the camera I dropped. Okay, I didn't drop it properly. We have the Xbox itself, and really our first thing we need to do is test it. Also, this cat may appear in, you know, some of this video, because he won't leave me alone today. So, enjoy the cameos from Eric the Cat. You know something's a bit old when it's only got 3 ports on the back. Power, visual out, or visual and audio out, and internet. We can get this bad boy online, because this was, I mean, this was the generation when consoles started to go online. You could get the Dreamcast online, you could get the PS2 online, just about, and you could get the Xbox online. However, Xbox Live for the original Xbox is no longer a thing, so there isn't a lot of point in us putting this online. We might, I don't know, can we log in with our account? I don't even think we can do that. I think the whole service has gone down. It will require some research. I'll tell you one thing, if I can get on it with my account, I may make a couple of videos on this thing before I sell it. You know, just to test it. I never thought I would say this, but thank God to my parents for having never updated their TV since, I don't know, 10 years ago at this point. It still has the 3-pin, which I'm really not showing well here, connector this bad boy needs. Okay, TV is on the right channel, Xbox is all hooked up. Moment of truth. As soon as your boy can get down there, because your boy's rather rotund. Power button, light comes on. Xbox comes on. Okay. Already this is being more successful than I anticipated. Oh. You know what, I'm just gonna put this through like that. Just because I want to get to it. There we go. Never even seen this before, never had an original Xbox until now. But that appears to be working. Let's actually try again, shall we? Halo feels like the appropriate choice. First of all, let me struggle to get the disc out and check. Disc condition. Not great. There is a bit of a scratch there, but hopefully it will still work. Well, the disc drive pops. God, do you remember when disc drive popped? In the console. Will it pick up the game automatically, or... I hear it spinning. Oh, hold on. Things are happening. Come on. Come on. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. This restoration project, as it turns out, is going to be a lot easier than intended. Because it appears we have a fully working console. Which wasn't the plan in the slightest. I bought a spares and repairs. I bought a non-working console to restore. It turns out it works. I mean, so far I can confirm all the cables work, the console works, the disk drive works, the lights work, the controller works. Well, apparently there's some saves already on here. Sod it. I mean, we're just testing, aren't we? Put it on easy. But yeah, it does appear to be working. Well, this is quite a surprise. Yeah, it's slow because it's an old DVD disc-based console. It's not a, you know, super fast like the Xbox One is, or, you know, nowadays the Series X and the PS5. Like, you know, we are a lot more sluggish than what we used to, but it is, as the screen literally says, loading. It's slow, but it is doing it. Ah. Well, we already kind of knew the disc had a scratch on it. Let's try a different disc. I don't know if it really picks up, but you can see, we can't see a bit there. The disc is quite badly scratched. I have an old-fashioned DVD repair kit, so I'll give that a go at some point to see if we can get it back to working order. Obviously, it won't repair the damage on the disc, but it will, you know, fill in the gaps, and hopefully that'll help. But we're going to try this thing busting out because, well, I'm fat and it was the closest game to me, and also because I checked the disc, it looks like it's in pretty good working order. Once more, it appears to be loading up. Oh, Jesus! Oh, that's a blast from my part. Well, first the Maxis logo, but also the EA Challenge Everything. Jesus. Hello, 2000. How are you doing? God, it's so old now. But look, it does appear to be working. Press the start button. What the hell is the start button? That's the start button. I'm sorry, I've never used a Duke controller before. It's very different The start button is here. It wasn't the best design decision. Okay. There's a continue, but I'm not going to continue on someone else's save because that would be weird. So we're going to bust out. I guess we're going to do it with Sim 1. Does it have a hard drive? Because I feel like it needs memory cards, because there's slots in the controller for memory cards. But I don't know. But yeah, it seems to be working. Okay, my name's Pat Newby apparently. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So that is what that appears to be working. So that's the restoration project. Very, very quickly working and ready to go. Well, no. The discs are all in a bit of a mess. As are the cases. They can all use a little bit of sprucing up and a little bit of tidying up. The console itself is dusty as hell. The insides will be even worse than the outsides. So we're going to do them. Hello Eric the cat, who's once again making a cameo. The cables and all that could use a bit of polish and dust, just to look better, you know. And if, you know, inside and out, this could use it, and everything else. And obviously, if you've got one disc that's damaged, I need to test the other disc to see if they're damaged. So there's still a lot of work to do, but it is a working console. Bye, Eric the cat. He doesn't like it because all the stuff is in the way of where he likes to go. But yeah, we have a working console. So I guess, well, I don't know when next you're going to see me, because I don't know when I'm next going to be working on this, but I guess I should start working on it now. You know, you won't hear from me anymore for today, I think, and I don't know how many parts this is going to fit into, because it really depends how long this all takes, but we will see. We shall see. But yeah, this is where I'm going to sort of leave it today, because I just wanted to test it today. I've got loads of other stuff I need to do. So yeah, I guess we'll drop back in next time I'm doing this. So we're back, a couple of weeks later I'd say. It's time to get this thing looking good, because you can see it's out of focus. It's also not the best quality. You can very much tell this has been left in a loft for some time and not looked after. So we're going to give her a bit of a clean, and then we're going to open up and do the same, although on the inside a lot more carefully. So, we're cleaning it up a bit, and I mean only a bit, I need to clean it up a bit more obviously, but you know, just sort of getting it a bit better. And now I need to get it open. Now I've already done some of the work, in the fact that I had to cut a hole in the label, and then get the security screw, which is why I'm not doing this at home. This is why I decided to go to my parents' computer workshop, because they have all the necessary tools to be able to get this kind of thing open, which I don't have at home. But yeah, I just cut a hole in there and took enough, but basically to see if cutting a hole would be enough. I knew I was going to have to damage the label to get this open, that was okay, but it's done the least amount of damage. because that's a metal label. The only alternative would have been to just destroy the whole thing, and that wasn't what I wanted to do. So yeah, let's get this open. Okay, turns out the reason I could not get it open is because it was the wrong way round. You do that, and theoretically, you just lift. He says with no confidence because I don't really feel much movement. Right, figured it out. My research was incomplete. Another screw. Now, in theory, one day I won't knock my screws over, but today is not that day. In theory, this should all just lift now. I'm stepping back into the past. Seriously, for those of you who don't know much about this kind of stuff, what you're looking at right now is a standard hard drive and disk drive. Like seriously, I fitted these to computers, I fitted these to computers. For a while, admittedly, they are quite old-fashioned by modern standards. But yeah, that's keeping it old school. Next step is we get the hard drive out carefully, and I do mean carefully, because I do not fancy, aside from the cost, I don't particularly fancy trying to get an IDE hard drive. You can't even buy them new anymore. Good, it's a plastic unit, which usually denotes cheap, but in this case, I need easy, so I'll take it. There we are. Just pulled out. Next, there's two more screws which you won't be able to see. Hold on, I actually will show you. You see, right down the hole there, and right down there. Very hard to see. There she is. That is the heart of an original Xbox. You've got your processor sitting there. I must admit I am noticing a severe lack of RAM. My guess is it is built on. I don't know these things. Oh, there's a RAM chip right there. So that I believe. I don't know. This is a field I don't know very much about, in case you are guessing. And it's something I would like to learn. But straight off the bat, visual inspection is important, because we need to look out for these, the capacitors. Because if they blow, that could cause a serious problem. But it looks like we're okay. I'm a little concerned about this though. I don't know what that actually is. I'm not sure if that is from a capacitor that's blown, but all the capacitors look fine. I'm going to do some research. See if I can figure out what it is. So, the next stage is actually quite simple. It's just getting the dust out. Not much to really show. I was a little concerned about that there, which I don't know if you can see. But I checked with somebody who knows way more than me, and he says it's just not thermal paste. I can't remember what he said it was. At the point he said it was safe. So that was my only real concern. I was like, I don't know what that is, and I'm going to check with someone who actually knows computers, because I mean, I know computers, but not to the extent that some people do. And you know, I want to learn a bit more, and I will learn a bit more. But this is sort of my starting point. This is very much a first time, so being smart about it. I don't need to remove everything, I just need to make sure it's relatively clean, there's no problem areas. I have to admit, considering this hasn't been touched for years, it's actually in really good nick. My PC probably needs to clean more than this does. Alright, she's looking pretty good, so let's start putting her back together. So it's been a minute, hasn't it? Of course you wouldn't know it's been a minute because, you know, this is all just one video, but yeah, the last bit of footage I did for that, which was me cleaning it up, and I admit I have learned since that perhaps some of my methods could have been better, but you know, it's cleaned up and it's sorted out and all that. The last bit of footage I did for that was the 15th of December. It is, as of recording this, the 6th of March, and it will be the 7th when I actually do the rest. Yeah, this got put away and just hasn't been looked at for a bit. And I actually started working on another project, a restoration project, a very different kind of restoration project, admittedly, but still. And I was thinking to myself, oh, I'm going to work on that, I'm going to get this done, and it's like, I've still got this Xbox to finish off. I've still got to, you know, give it a clean up and test and all that, and then, well, originally I was going to sell it on eBay. I may actually know a friend who wants it, I don't know, but regardless, you know, finish it up, sell it on. So let's get this done, shall we? There we are. It hasn't even been touched for months, but there it is. It's all been cleaned up internally. I know internally it's good. Has got a little bit of dust on it now because it's not being touched for a bit though. So I'm going to clean this up and I'm going to test it. And assuming that's all fine, we should be good to go. Well, that's all cleaned up now. We've got the console itself. We've got the two controllers. Both original Duke, I think they're Duke controllers. Yeah, they're certainly refined in design, that's all I'll say. We have the original instruction manual, which I can't imagine is that easy to find these days. We have 3 games that are completely sort of in the packet and all that. We've got another couple there that are just loose. Again, this all just came with it as part of a bundle and all the cables and stuff you would need. It's quite good actually. I picked this up as spares and repairs, which I'm sure I've mentioned before. Like, the person who had it didn't think it worked, probably because it's a 3-pin connector and they couldn't check it, so they sold it as untested, and it works perfectly. Or at least it did. Now, I suppose the next and final stage is to hook up to the TV and find out if it does still work perfectly. Hook up to the TV, try a game, see what happens. Well, she's running and she's coming up on the screen, and the controller's working as well. Both of them are. We tested both of them. Both of them are working. Oh, you can see me on the screen. Hi. Next stage, stick a disc in, see what happens. That's it. That's the game loading. Oh wow, I'm really in focus. That is the game loading. Now I'm going to play it for a few minutes, see if it actually works properly. It's working. It's working. It's not particularly amazing graphics and controls feel really weird, which is pretty much what I expect from this, but it's working. Well, that is done and already sold. Yeah. Literally, I've already sold it. So, the original plan was I was going to sell it on eBay, but I mentioned it in passing to a friend, and he basically said to me, when you get it finished, let me know, because I collected a lot of this retro stuff, I might be interested. So I got it finished, I let him know. I let him know roughly sort of how much I wanted to go for. Obviously I did a little bit cheaper because it's from mate. And what games were with it and stuff like that. And he snapped it up. And I've already got the money. And I'm going to be sending it off now. So, win. Win, definitely win. I mean, a tiny little profit on it, well, actually a decent profit on it, so no complaints there. I'll be honest though, it is mixed feelings about selling it, because I've always had this dream, and it is a bit of a dream, but unlike most of my dreams, it's actually one that could come true. And I've always loved the idea of having like a games room one day and having like every console in it, like every console from like an Atari 2600 all the way to the Xbox Series X and like everything in between. And, you know, maybe a couple of arcade cabinets and stuff like that. I've always had that dream, and I never owned an original Xbox. I don't have one myself. And there was a part of me that's like, I could keep that, and that's one more console for that room. But as tempting as it was, I need the money. And, you know, it's not like I'm in a position to have that room anytime soon. I mean, you know, I think I need to get the room before I start getting the consoles. I already have a few retro consoles, my old ones, that are just stored away because I don't know where to put them. It would be mad to keep hold of this one. And besides, you know, I bought it to sell, now I'm selling it. And I might get another spare than repair, I don't know, I haven't decided yet, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, thank you for being here, thank you for watching. It's a bit of a different vlog to my usual type, isn't it? But, you know, I want to keep doing new things and trying new things and making new things and doing videos on them and stuff like that, and that's what this is, so yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.